Welcome everyone! Adam the Woo here. In a little bit of a disguise because this is the first time in my entire life that I have had just a mustache on my face. There was one other time, 20 years ago, I did a little mustache, took a photo, shaved it off, but I have never gone out and about with this. Don't know if it's gonna last more than a day, but I thought, you know what? Heck it. Try it, on for size, see how it goes, and just see where it leads. I'm inviting you to join me as I go on another transportation device. Now I have taken my Gym E2 glorified golf cart out and about. I've taken my bicycle out and around Celebration. And now I'm gonna take my scooter for the first time since I've been here in this new homestead around Celebration. And maybe over into no man's land of 192. Don't know how far to go on a charge. Well, let's test it out. I'm inviting you to join me. I don't know about this thing. Shall you? Forgot to add in that as the recording of this, it is Wednesday, January 31st, 2024, the last day of the first month of this new year. 2024 is already 1/12 of the way over. You give or take a day. Cruising right along. This thing will get up to about 13 miles per hour. But I usually don't go that fast. I usually go like maybe up to 10. I'm also in need of a new pair of sunglasses. So other than taking the scooter out, probably should purchase a new pair of sunglasses. The one I've had for like the last year was all misshapen and bent on my face, and now they're missing. I don't know, I lost them somewhere. Who knows? So it's now time to get another pair of sunglasses while I'm out and about. It's bright out here. Also looking at myself in the camera while I'm talking to the camera. I don't know how I feel about having the old mustache. Kind of looks ridiculous. So this is the High Boy. Got this a couple years ago, and I first purchased one when I ended up going out to California. I was visiting out there, and my friend German in Venice, he let me utilize his, and then I was messaging back and forth with him. I said, what was the one that you had? He said, oh, you should get the High Boy. So I took his recommendation and I purchased this one a couple years ago, and I have not been disappointed with it. But that's the brand that I use. I know there's like dozens of different brands, but that's the one I have. I guess you could say the one thing I don't like about it is there's no side mirrors on it. I'm in front of the hospital here. No fishing. There's also letting you know there's gators and snakes. Do not feed the wildlife. Stay away from the water. And the reason is because you never know when one of these are looming. See how when I take my glorified golf cart out or my bike out, I got a little mirrors on the side. This has no mirrors, so sometimes you don't know what's happening directly behind you. But other than that, I love this thing. Just lakes and gators everywhere out here. Well, I'm not seeing any gators in the frame right now, but pretty sure they're in there, lurking, looming, living their lives. I think I'm gonna go to Dunkin' up here. I'm gonna go to Dunkin' as much as I do at Starbucks. It's a little farther, but I'm gonna hit Dunkin' today. Also, I've passed by this many times, but I've never actually showed what this building is. Now, even though Celebration was built by Walt Disney World back in the mid-90s, they no longer are affiliated with the ownership of it. However, there are still a lot of WDW offices on property, including Technology and Digital, the Disney Cruise Line, and the Walt Disney World Resorts Park Sales and Services. So a lot of cast members right here at Celebration. Working not only in this building, but one on the other side of the complex, and the other side over there. And then right on the corner of Buca di Beppo and Maple Street Biscuit Company over there behind that. is the Dunkin' Donuts that I'm heading over to. Never really know what to make of this building. It's pretty incredible. Just like, what the heck is this thing? This big pylon pyramid in the middle here. Wild. I keep forgetting there's a mustache right there. My hair is very unkempt also because of the wind. Right next to Chipotle, it's a Baskin-Robbins Dunkin' mashup. Hello. So was just yelling me out their car window from 192. I didn't go with ice cream or Chipotle. I went with regular coffee. A couple creams and a sugars. 2 creams, 2 sugars. What did I get? There it is. 2 creams, 2 sugars, large, hot, original coffee. See it kind of oozing down the side. All right, I'm gonna walk a little bit with this here at marker 8. Consume this and then pop over to a gift shop over there. And even though my hair is disheveled, I have the secret stash on my face. I'm only outside of my homestead for a little brief half hour and I've already been recognized. This disguise is not working. Dang it. Someone already recognized me. Fail. That's actually not why I did it, but I was thinking, maybe no one would recognize me. Ah, what can you do? Yeah, this is some seriously Swamp Thing vibes through here. Right here along Highway 192. See a sign there for Celebration Ave, which leads. Water Tower Plaza's right up here. Take a right. You go into the Celebration itself. I've never walked along this little platform before, ever. These coupon book signs here. So you see there's like a platform, well not a platform, but a backside of a sign here. They have all these coupon books, which I don't think anyone ever utilizes. Very rarely. Hot deals, find the fun. Big deal coupon book right here. Hotel coupons. In this day and age, it always amazes me with the internet how it is. A Trader Jake's. Look at that, Trader Jake's right here. That's dated from December of 23, so that's relatively new. Right there. Look at this all waterlogged, weather-worn orientation maps magazine that shows you the layout of the land. Kind of hard to read though. Got the hotel coupons. Oh yeah, America's favorite coupon book. Back in the day, used to be a Chinese food place in St. Cloud that had buy one meal, get one free. This is the 90s. You could go with a friend. I don't even think that place is still open anymore. I think it's now a Mexican restaurant, but yeah, they would utilize that book. And there's the water tower over there. It has no water in it. It's not a real water tower. I mean, it's a real water tower, it's just for looks. At least that's my assumption. Trickery gift outlet. Mugs, $1.99. Disney tees here at the gift outlet. Follow the arrow, $5.99. I'm always curious. Someone sees a sign for mugs if they pull off. Oh, that car just pulled off once, wanted to get themselves some mugs. I'm looking for sunglasses. I also have no lock on this thing, so I might end up walking out and it might be gone. I'm just gonna jump in here real quick, try to get a pair of sunglasses. Going in. Accomplished. So these might not last more. These might not last more than a day either, because I don't. Sometimes these like polarized lens don't do well with my eyes. Like they kind of like hurt my eyes a little bit. They give me like a migraine. So I'll see how these do. So if you don't see these tomorrow, you know they're not. Also good news, was not stolen. Also inside, a very large gator that was stuffed, supposedly a real gator that was stuffed. I noticed something's going on here at this former motel around the side. Also, this Gifts for Less closed a few months ago also. The Travel Lodge Inn is also closed, but seems to see some activity around the side. Let's see what's going on. Scooting around.
You can't scoot around here.
No scooting?
No scooting. Right property.
Sounds good, thanks.
All right.
I guess I must have missed the no scooting signs out front. I was looking for some signs here that said no scooting, but interesting. All right, so I got to remember from now on, no scooting allowed back in there. Ah, those dang no scooting laws. I also just realized, was watching that clip back, that if I put my camera here and I'm trying to steer, I might want to have it just elevated a little bit off of where I'm holding it because it's a little too shaky, but you get the idea. Also, in all the years I've been around these parts, I've never stood or sat right here where this little fountain is. There's a beautiful fountain. Got Old Town Kissimmee over there. It's also fascinating to me that this area is technically called, I guess, Century City, but it's spelled with an X. When I think of Century City, I think of Century City in LA. Kind of over near where like Die Hard was filmed. But this is X-Century City, which I've never heard this area ever referred to as this. Always just Kissimmee or the cusp of celebration, you know what I'm saying? But evidently it's called this. At least this Walgreens is designated that. It just seems like a couple months ago, this whole new development that's happening right in front of my eyes wasn't even here. It's like a whole new apartment complex popping up. This area is just growing exponentially so fast. Central Florida is. You know what's wild? I never realized that all this parking was back here. Now I don't see any signage. It's all about the signage. Sometimes you have to go at your own accord, but sometimes it's very difficult to find parking at Old Town, which is right across the street. But there's a lot of parking back here, probably for this restaurant, but I can't imagine it ever being full. Again, probably frowned upon to park back here and go over to Old Town, but there's a lot of parking back here, and it's just, you know, a few hundred yards from 192, and then you can cut across over. Also, I feel as if one day, might not be in the next 5 or 10 years, but one day when this area keeps growing, that they're going to have to build some sort of a pedestrian bridge over 192 over to Old Town over there, because there's always, especially on the Saturday night cruise, people cutting across the dark lanes of traffic, and that can't be safe. So if they had like a pedestrian bridge or something, that'd be pretty awesome, but I don't know if that's in the budget for Kissimmee or not. Anyway, food for thought. And there's your answer. Additional parking in the rear for Grand Oaks patrons only. Parking for Grand Oaks Plaza only. Unauthorized vehicles will be towed at owner's expense. Don't park back there. Don't do it. Ah, yes. Saralago Hotels and Suites. I stayed here. First time I went back to Walt Disney World after not going for a few years. I stayed right here. Me and my friend Justin Scard stayed here. think that was summer of 2015. Right here next to Old Town, about a couple blocks away from Old Town. And it looks as if only about half of the motel is currently open. They have the other half over here, not even accessible. They're just not even renting out the second portion over there, probably because there's not enough to, doesn't make sense to have all the rooms open. So it's just like half the place. Yeah, chalk this one up to things I didn't realize till now. There's a tennis court back here and a basketball court. Doesn't look like it's ever been used, or it hasn't been used in a long time. That's what I should be saying. Look at this. Tennis basketball course. To operate lights, set timer for desired play time. When lights go off, it'll take 15 minutes to reset. There's the timer. I'm not going to turn that on because I don't want the lights to go on. But there it is, all chained up. It doesn't look like it's open. No pets are allowed back here. And they got the cones. There's a basketball hoop right up there. Okay, so it's more of a tennis courts, but even though those are kind of seen better days, there is a basketball hoop. Interesting, right? Tucked away back over here in a half-used hotel. Pretty neat architecture back here with these little pillars, almost like castle-like, weird castle-like pillars back here. Also, check out that 4x4. Someday, Jennifer. Someday. It kind of reminds me of that. As I carry on, oh wow, it is windy. Take a look at this decrepit, fallen down sign for a place called Magic Village that is going to be built here. The Magic Village by Pedestrian. That's what that says. P-I-N-I-N, Fornia. All this little wooded, swampy area. Who knows how long that sign's been there? I never even noticed it before. Also, look at these very well manicured, beautiful hedges. Something Edward Scissorhands would commend, except he would probably style those into some sort of an animal or a human being. But yeah, never noticed the nicely trimmed foliage down here. Just to give some bearing, I passed Saralago, the big orange is way down there. Oh dang, all right, so the Magic Village stretches all the way this far, right next to Cracker Barrel, so that's like a good footprint of where it's going to be, and it's going to stretch. I just had to jump off that. It's going to stretch all the way over here. The rock church is over there in the distance. You can kind of see that. I mean, look at this next to Club Wyndham, which is behind Cracker Barrel. Look, they're going to build a road back here. Also looks like someone's got their RV, little boondocking back here. Nice. Or quite possibly could have been a maintenance guy or a construction place. And that's just their mobile unit there. It's a lot different with that building now torn down. The old movie writer building. Sign's still there though. Here's a pretty untraveled road that runs parallel to 192. All these little motels back here and resorts. I guess maybe even apartments that are unbeknownst to anyone traveling down 192. And clearly, even when they do put up signage for rules, it always works, right? Signage always works. That is a massive camera on the side of that. Look at the size of that camera there. It's like a pigsty through here. I don't even know what that word means, but I used to hear it growing up. My room was a mess. Mom would say it looks like a pigsty. I don't really hear that phrase too much anymore. Look at this bird right up here, living in the trash. Swooped over that truck. Going back over to the other trash-filled little side road. Now, I didn't have really an intention to stop by the Big Orange today, because I'll feature it pretty often. But they have repainted the top portion. They pressure washing it a few days ago, and now it is painted more orange, and now they're working on the base of the orange. In fact, they're kind of removing part of the old stuff. There was a fire here about 10, 11 months ago. Thankfully, it did not destroy the building. They're fixing it up. I like that. This is around the back of the Rock Church. You see the main gate flea market over there. It looks like a couple days a week they do like a line of vehicles that pull up here. People come here and get some food, which is a really great thing that they do. I'm not sure if it's put on by the church or maybe one of the organizations that's in the complex here. But take a look at this old tram. Look at this thing. It's like an old tram that you'd see at like a theme park. It's just like tucked away around the back here. And then there's one of the old tram seats over here. So it still says for your safety, stay seated at all times. This is directly around the back of Hope Thrift. In fact, I recognize those doors because when you're in Hope Thrift, you go to the very back section where they have a lot of the kitchen stuff and the lamps. You can look out here, but I've never stood in this back courtyard before. It's just fun exploring around, seeing things you don't normally see. I like it. Look how this was probably very well themed at one point. Check it out. You got like a little wooden bridge right there. Probably not structurally sound to go across. Or maybe it is. I'm gonna go over there and see. This looks like it was like the back of a themed restaurant. I don't think it's used for anything now other than storage. And this pond, this retention pond here that the bridge goes over, this wrought iron metal. Look at these little like brochure holders or candle holders here. Think I should go across this? I should go across it. Why not? I'm doing it. Oh, ooh, that is creaky. Oh, that is very, very creaky. That was probably not a good call. That's probably was not the smartest call doing this. That is very, very creaky. Ooh, okay. I think I'm good. And obviously when there's plenty of signage saying something is being renovated and coming soon, I'll usually keep my distance. I won't go into an area where there's signage everywhere. So right up here, the Urlo, which I mentioned before, I have fond memories of this place when my family first visited in the 90s. Well, maybe the second or third time we visited, because I think my mom brought me here in the 80s. We came back in the, well actually no, it would have been the 80s because we moved here in 91. So this would have been, yeah, it would have been the late 80s. We stayed here when this was a hotel. And now they're changing to something called the Urlo. Now, cannot go past here. So they do have the signage, just like that other place when they said no scooting. There was no fence or no signage, so I just thought it was okay to just scoot back there, but evidently that was frowned upon. But I will be staying here once this reopens, because I have a few fond memories of being here at this property when my family visited Walt Disney World. My sister was very young. Let's see, mid-80s. I would have probably been the formidable years, 11, 12, 13 perhaps, somewhere around there. Let's see if I can dig up a little more information on that before this place is completed. However, it has been being renovated for a long time, so I don't know when it'll finally open. Anyway, moving on. Whoa, there's a mountain here in Florida. Look at this mountain. Is this the highest elevation here within a few mile radius? It might be. It might be. Quite the berm up here. In fact, you can't even see down into there from the roadside. In fact, I never even knew there was like a little cusp into that wooded area before. Don't get much elevation here in Central Florida. One thing about Florida, there's a lot of things I like about Florida. The number one thing I dislike is the heat in the summers, and the fact that it's just so flat. There's a lot of things I like about it, but yeah, those are two things that you don't get too many hills and mountains around here. I'm embracing this little 12-foot elevation. All right, turned off over this direction. You can see where I just was, all those new apartments that are being built. Surprisingly, even though this whole area is definitely growing, still a lot of pasture land out here. Some cows, check it out. Who knew? I mean, I knew they were here, but yeah, a lot of people don't realize there's cows right here near Old Town. Just grazing. And they are neighbors to the magnificent resort, Gaylord Palms. What an impressive building. It's also very interesting. See, there's no signage here. Fence is still down with the former Orlando Sun Resort. I'm not going to go up in there today. And maybe in a few months if it continues to deteriorate, I might go back up in there and check it out a little bit more. But yeah, it's just interesting how a lot of these, you can just go well up in there. Oh, it's windy. Took my cart up in here the other day. You can just walk up in here, ride a bike up in here. Scoot up in there. Okay, so I'm at the corner of Celebration Place and Celebration Place. Press the button to cross Celebration Place, or if you want to go the other way across the road, push the button to cross Celebration Place. Which one do I cross? I want to go that way to cross Celebration Place, but then that is also crossing Celebration Place. So there's two Celebration Places. That's not confusing or anything, right? That's weird. All right, made it back home after all that distance I went. I'm in my garage, it's quite echoey. About to plug this bad boy in. I only used 3 of the 5 bars. I think there's only 5 bars, so there's 2 bars left. Gonna juice it up here, plug it in. See if that does anything. If it doesn't, is it on? Wait a second, let's see. No, it's not working. Should be some sort of indication that it's charging. Ah, here we go. Yeah, it's charging. Yeah, I really like taking this out. I definitely enjoy having the cart and having the bike, but sometimes you can just zip along in and out of stuff a little quicker on the cart, on the scooter. Well, that's gonna do it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Just remember, some places, no scootering is allowed. They don't allow scootering in some places, even though there's no signage saying that you can't scooter. See you in the next video. The vlog is over.